PFF's Mike Renner has already dropped his first mock draft for the 2020 NFL Draft on PFF.com. Today we're going to be going through the top 10 on this video, and the list was set to Vegas odds. We didn't put your favorite team in the top 10. We don't think they're losing all the games. This is what Vegas says. And I want to start with number one. The number one overall pick to the Miami Dolphins, which you can almost kind of expect that they are in a rebuild mode. They're going after a quarterback, one that everyone loves, out of Alabama, Tua Tagovailoa. Talk to me about this pick and this player.
Yeah, if they're drafting number one overall, that means Josh Rosen didn't really work out. And so I think Tua Tagovailoa would be the pick there. What we've seen from him already, accuracy. That's the number one trait we like to see projecting from college to the NFL. Was one of the most accurate quarterbacks in all of college football last year. Had the highest percentage of throws deemed perfectly placed when we did our ball placement charting. So that's a good trait to have. Also has some athleticism, pocket presence, not a lot of concerns there. Would like to see him not falter down the stretch like he did last year, show up in those big games a little bit more, but not a lot of question marks for him.
Coming in at number two, another quarterback, this time going to the Cincinnati Bengals. And again, if they're picking at number two, Andy Dalton really pan out, so they're going to go with Justin Herbert of Oregon. Talk to me about him.
Yeah, Herbert from a size, athleticism, arm talent perspective, as good as it gets in college football right now. 6'6", 235, very much looks the part, has some of the best throws you'll see on tape in all of college football, a howitzer of an arm. The inconsistency scares me. That's why he didn't declare last year. That's why he came back. He has games like San Jose State where he should be just throwing the ball all over the place, dominating this team, and where he shows up and just mentally does not look like he is there. Doesn't look like the same guy. He needs to get those games off his tape. None of those this upcoming season, and then if he does, I think he could even be in the conversation to leapfrog Tua Tagovailoa. Has more in terms of an arm perspective.
And with Justin Herbert, unlike Daniel Jones coming out of Duke last year, he's in a good situation to have those games on tape because of that offensive line is so good, and he does have some skill weapons there. Oregon always seems to have some good skill weapons in the Pac-12. Going to number three, the Buffalo Bills select one of my favorite players already in the 2020 NFL Draft, Chase Young of Ohio State, helping that edge rush.
Yeah, Buffalo Bills could use some more edge rush here. He was getting up there in age. Shaq Lawson hasn't quite panned out yet, and who doesn't want more pass rushers? Chase Young, as a true sophomore, led the entire country in terms of total pressures, 75 last season. Only true sophomore to ever do that in our 5 years of grading college football players. 6'5", 265. Athletic freak. There's not a lot of things that he hasn't already, put on tape that we don't like. So I think he's a very safe projection going to the NFL.
Going to number four, we have the Washington Redskins. I think it's safe to say the Josh Dotson project has not panned out. And if it continues to not pan out, they need help at wide receiver. They're going with Jerry Jeudy out of Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, even if it does pan out, I think Jeudy could be the pick, or would make a lot of sense for them as well because of how versatile he is. Plays a lot from the slot at Alabama, can play out wide as well, but athletically, as good as it gets in college football. You saw him run away from Zedrick Woods, the safety for Ole Miss, who ran the fastest 40-yard dash at the Combine last year. He has legit 4.3 speed, can stop on a dime. Jerry Jeudy, again, and a guy who, if he had come out last year, I think he would have been a top 5 pick in that draft. That's just how good he's already been.
The positional versatility, super athletic, super fast, good after the catch, route runner. He has it all. It's insane to see what he's going to be in the NFL. Going to number 5, we have the Arizona Cardinals selecting offensive lineman Andrew Thomas out of Georgia.
Yeah, offensive line still not completely fixed there. Still need to give Kyler Murray some help. Andrew Thomas, a little bit of a work in progress. Gets protected in that Georgia offense in terms of pass protection, but you don't see a lot of 6'5", 320-pounders that move the way he does. There's only a handful of them in the world that exist, and they all pretty much play offensive tackle at a high level in the NFL. So from that perspective, there's a lot to like. I think he'll start moving up draft boards here pretty quickly.
Going to number 6, we have the Detroit Lions selecting LSU safety Grant Delpit, a guy who's rangy, all the instincts in the world, a guy that is following in Jamal Adams' shoes and has a very good chance of being great in the NFL.
Yeah, I love his playmaking ability in coverage, going from the middle of the field, made interceptions on the sideline. Just rare to see a college safety do that. I think a perfect fit for Matt Patricia's defense. Definitely something they're missing is versatile coverage players on the back end.
Absolutely. That versatile chess piece is what everyone's chasing in the NFL right now. Everyone wants a Derwin James and a Jamal Adams in their defense. I think Matt Patricia does that as well. Going to the New York Jets, a corner that's still very raw but has all the athleticism in the world, Ohio State's Jeffery Okudah.
Yeah, he is a monster athletically, very much looks the part in man coverage right now, about as good as it gets in college football. 6 first downs he allowed all last season for the Ohio State Buckeyes, and that's as a true sophomore. I think he is the next in line of that, Marshawn Lattimore, Denzel Ward. I think he very much is in the top 10 conversation.
Former 5-star recruit, all the athleticism in the world, good size, and he's coming out of Ohio State system that lives,
Develops.
breathes, and dies man coverage. And
Yeah.
I think that's how it helps develop. You got Garyon Conley, Marshawn Lattimore, Denzel Ward. He's in next in that line of great corners. Going to the Denver Broncos at number 8, another electric receiver with great positional versatility, Jaylen Rieger of TCU.
Yeah, I think this is Emmanuel Sanders last year with the Denver Broncos with his contract there. Rieger immediately steps in and provides a lot of the same things Sanders does from a deep perspective. 4.3 speed, incredibly productive there for TCU despite a pretty poor quarterback situation. Electric after the catch, and he made 15 contested catches at 5'10", 190 pounds. That's pretty rare to see a guy at that size still be that productive in those situations.
Going to the New York Giants at number 9, they invest in Daniel Jones' future with an offensive lineman, Tristan Wirfs of Iowa. Still projected maybe to be a tackle, could get kicked into guard, but regardless, he's going to be a stalwart in the NFL playing offensive line.
Yeah, plays right tackle for Iowa, and I do think he realistically could still play tackle in the NFL, so he'd kick in right there on the right side for the Giants. So like I said, they want to build through the trenches. Tristan Wirfs, Bruce Feldman named him the #1 freak athletically in the country, outdid Brandon Scherff's hang clean record there at Iowa as only a 20-year-old. There's not a lot he can't do athletically at the tackle position.
Another team investing in the trenches, number 10, the Oakland Raiders, going with Auburn defensive tackle Derrick Brown. Still needs to develop as a pass rusher if he is going to be a top 10 pick, but if he does, this makes a lot of sense here for him to go to silver and black.
Yeah, him as a run defender, you never say a guy's a safe pick, but as a run defender, Derrick Brown, what he's shown already, very safe it seems like for him to project to the next level. 6'5", long arms, 320 pounds, and he just manhandles college offensive linemen. And the big question mark, like you mentioned, is pass rush. Can he one, stay on the field for 80 to 90% of your snaps as a 320 pounder, and 2, can he push the pocket consistently enough at that weight? I think maybe you even get him to lose a little bit of weight, and he'll still be one of the better run defenders with all he brings to the table, and then he'll add as a pass rusher as well. So I do feel confident that he will be in that top 10 mix come next year.
Well, there you have it. That's Mike Renner's top 10 in his newest mock draft. To see the full article, go to PFF.com, and for more content like this, subscribe to PFF's YouTube channel.
Thanks for watching the PFF YouTube channel, and if you want to subscribe, all you have to do is push the button. Don't forget everything you get. A little fantasy, push the button. A little green line for the gambling aspects of the game, push the button. College football, push the button. The YouTube channel from PFF.